to unpack all the big issues of the day, of which that was not one. Joe Robertson, parenting specialist, and Rawdon Christie, former broadcaster, real estate agent. Good morning.
Hello.
Good to see you both.
You also haven't seen the behaviour of some people on planes.
Well, because funny you say that. I was thinking if we had a cage for the animals, we could put those wackadoo people who open the emergency exits.
People do that?
Yeah. Have you not seen
People open emergency exits?
people sitting on the plane? If it's stuck on the tarmac, they go mental and open the emergency exit, start swearing at the air hostesses.
They're unwell.
They're unwell.
They're unwell.
So anyway, we'll put a cage at the back for them. Now, lots to talk about this morning, including Jim Bolger. A lot of people have been remembering him as a Prime Minister. Rawdon, what are your memories of Jim Bolger?
Well, Jim Bolger, I was going to say Jim, but it seems slightly inappropriate to use his first name because I never would have. He was Prime Minister when I first arrived in New Zealand. So I do significantly remember him being my introduction to New Zealand because I really didn't know much about New Zealand politics before I got here. And then, of course, as MMP came about, that was fairly soon after that, and I was fascinated with how this slight change in democracy was being managed in New Zealand politics. And then I got, of course, to interview him many years later in his latter roles. I remember talking to him about Kiwi Rail, about America, about various other things. But yeah, he was always a thoroughly engaging and wise man to talk to.
Yeah, Joe, I was talking to Willie Jackson this morning about back then you had most politicians who got into politics, got in after they'd done another job. So they'd gone out, like he was a farmer in Taranaki and then in Te Kuiti, and then gets into politics. Do you think these days, like that route that goes straight from school to like student politician into Parliament, do you think that's a problem?
Which part? Do you think like being the student politics?
Yeah,
and staying at,
without getting life experience.
I do.
First?
I studied social policy and I wanted to be the Prime Minister. That's full disclosure. That was the path that I thought I was taking, but I didn't. And I knew that when I finished my undergrad, it was going to be important to get life experience on my political journey. And so I went and I trained to be a counsellor and I spent years and years and years working in schools because I thought that that was really important to really understand communities, particularly communities that I hadn't been a part of, what's going on for other people, and you incorporate that into your politics. So yes, I think that people should have other experiences.
So, given that you now find yourself here with a camera in front of you, are you now gearing up for the run you've always wanted?
Definitely not. That's not where we're going at this point.
What's put you off, though? That's the thing, because I wonder whether that's one of the things. But you go out and you get life experience, and then you look at what's going on, and you think, actually, I don't really want to be of that, or not.
The only thing that puts me off is the meanness.
Yeah.
So I think we're so mean to each other now. I have a lot of empathy for politicians across the board because they have to take so much heat. And I think they're largely trying to do the right thing according to their ideology. I don't want to partake in the awfulness.
This has come up quite a lot when people have been reflecting in Jim Bolger's.
Yes.
A lot of discussion about how the behaviour's changed and the attitudes have changed. And I don't know, I sort of agree with you. I certainly agree. I genuinely think that any politician, or certainly anyone who has a role in cabinet, should have life experience outside politics.
Yeah.
I'm not so worried about let's say junior backbenchers who are maybe have come through that political system and are quite idealistic still. But I think if you want to make decisions about the country, you need to have some more life experience.
I think you're right. Hey, what about F1? Do either of you watch F1, spend much time watching F1?
The girlfriends, love it.
The girlfriends. Yeah.
Do you think I watch F1? Like,
I don't
what
know.
would your assumption be?
No.
Okay, there we go.
Am I right?
Yes, but I'm interested in pop culture.
Yeah. So what about, because they do it in America with Taylor Swift, when she comes in, the cameras are like, and it's good for viewers. So why not?
Well, I think gone are the days where an athlete is just themselves. They're now a person of influence. So I think their whole life now is kind of coming as part of their role. And as are their relationships. We get access to famous people or athletes at a greater rate than ever before because of social media. We want to see who they are, and we want to see human reactions. We want to see their whole life. I think that's where we are now. We need to accept that. That's what it is to be in the public eye.
Rawdon?
Yeah, it's a funny one. This is talking about Carlos Sainz complaining that they weren't focusing on his brilliant driving, but they were focusing on his girlfriend. I'm sure him and Lando Norris's model girlfriends weren't too worried about the attention.
Do you know, I looked at the stats on this. Less than 1% of the whole race
Exactly.
was actually the girlfriend.
It's breaking the race up. It's
Yeah.
adding the glamour. I mean, you've got to remember where the money's coming from for all sport, pretty much, and that's TV rights, is it not? Maybe I'm wrong, but so I guess the more eyeballs you can get on something, the better off they're all going to be.
Totally. And the more his girlfriend will make through endorsements and sponsorships, presumably too.
Very wise for her.
And it wakes
Very
you up.
smart.
And it wakes you up when they're on lap 64 or whatever, and they've been doing the same thing for the last 3 hours, and suddenly, oh, that's nice. It's a nice, pretty shot. If the girlfriends don't want the attention, I'm sure they can sit somewhere else.
I think the girlfriends are fine.
Yeah, I think they're fine too. I think they quite like it too.